There are so many people out there who are studying openings instead of learning how to win the game. In other words, if you are studying the London or any opening variation, how much will that really reward you toward winning a game versus learning specific strategic methods, maneuvers, plays, or honing your endgame skills toward pocketing further points and thereby gaining rating points? The problem is that right now I believe that Ron is the better player, and nothing's going to change that. The only person that can change that is right here. If you honestly put anyone on a pedestal, then you're already going to have an experience. You're going to have some difficult experiences against opponents. If you put anyone on a pedestal, then you might as well just hang it up because you're not going to be able to beat them. You have to take the bull by the horns, find their faults. They are human like anyone else. And that's all you have to do, is raise yourself up.
Good morning and good evening, grasshoppers. It is time for another day of training. Let's see. Oh, not this. I want this extension. Where is it? Yes, of course you can see the one that counts. That's important. I had forgotten completely about that one, but we have the Neo pieces, the ICC. I don't know why it defaults to that, but this is going to have to do. And You Are Awesome is off to a flying lead. I don't believe we can catch him unless we are incredibly lucky. Getting the office in order, some of the books behind me. I had lost for a brief half of a day this amazing book on Quartz Noise 400 Best Games, which I hope to work on. I'm considering a number of off Lead Chess and off Twitch streams using chess-base, because I do need to get some chess-base work in. Viking, 65.5 to 7.5. Is this going to be his day? I love Vikings so much, ironically. Oh, okay, maybe I don't love them that much. That I have been to Oslo at least 10 times. Let's just stop there. Really? Let's see what kind of an attack he's actually planning. If we go into a normal Sicilian with F4 already in. What? This doesn't make sense. Oh, and I also promised to berserk anybody close to or roughly 1,000 points away from me. I can only apologize. But I did not do that. Let's just continue. We'll avoid the Bobby Fischer-esque knight sacrifice. Something funny's going on here. Is he really attempting to do that? I feel like we should take over this center in a way that he will appreciate it. I don't know if he appreciates it yet, but perhaps he will. We're getting there. Have we reached it yet? Of the appreciation stage? I don't know. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. The appreciation stage. The old Forkovich. I'm so sorry. You should have played the intermediate check and then captured. We're going to do Oh, we can't play that. What was I actually thinking? Can I go into this? Knight to d4, knight to f5. Just in time. Do not trade pieces, Viking. Do not trade pieces. Queen to g4 was probably mate. How silly am I? How silly am I, Booby? Let's just continue. To put our pieces on good squares, one way or another. And now for something completely ridiculous. I know, I wanted the dramatic part. I could have checkmated right away, but I wanted to see the dramatic part. Oh man, now there's no further checks. Good morning, Ron. Namaste, buddy. So I was recently paid by Kick. Ouch town. Hey, good morning there, Keto. I meant to post some videos for memorials. I actually thought we needed a memorial section. I created a pet section in the Discord yesterday. And I felt like we needed a memorial section for those chess players that we have missed if we wanted to send or pay our condolences to anyone who touched our lives in chess or in any way for the most part, because Mika Immonen was indeed an influential figure in my chess, in my pool world. He sold me my first custom cue, Eric. For relative saw, a custom Capone cue for 700 way back when. He included a little 45-minute lesson with it. I think he sold me that cue in 2002. I cannot recall if he was still the world champion at that time. But let's get the multi-chat up. I noticed the multi-chat is missing. The kick bot is not giving us kick. Yeah, I know, right? I didn't really want to, I honestly did not want So Eric, I don't know if you're already set up on kick, but I want to make sure that everyone is set up on kick before I ever get around to making the transition. At this point,
please follow the simul stream on Kick just now. Thank you for the extra legwork. Smiley face. The first 25 followers on Kick will earn the OG channel badge.
and we will have a subathon, believe it or not. We will have a subathon on Kick in order to earn the last, I don't know how many VIP or OG badges. Oh, I appreciate it. I don't know if you've noticed, but I think I like the clarity on Kick a little bit better sometimes, although it's not showing today. And maybe I have to reload my thing. Plus, it also helps if I don't have 15 things running at the same time. We've scaled back just a little bit. On our playing arenas, I tried to do too much at first. But I think if I keep it to the presence that I am, rather than doing 3 different people's birthdays every day, that was what made it incredibly difficult. I also need to maybe a script that will create the tournaments for me, pulling from a file of birthdays and perhaps a comma delimited format. I'm willing to pay. I don't have a lot of money, of course, but I am willing to pay or compensate partly if anybody wanted to endeavor to help make the stream better. We are going to be doing the Grand Prix as of November 1st. I believe we can do the last 30 days of players who play, and we're going to start as of the other day. The Scholastic players are not eligible for these prizes, I don't think, but I haven't decided yet. Having all of the lions in the den would make it difficult, but there are a handful of lions that do show up on weekends. I think if the lions show up on the weekends, they may be included in the Grand Prix. I haven't decided what the prizes would be. I haven't decided what the entry fee or anything like that would be if we were to have an even larger event. But it's great to see you, man. How did your event go, by the way, your Fargo event? How did your Fargo event go? That's the important question. All right, get on a rare from the Philippines. We are going to be playing a Karokan. And now for something completely different. So I had this position in my 5th round game in Foxwoods. I'm actually very curious as to whether or not I can get away with this. Did that player allow me the pleasure of... Do I need to play it this way? I think I do. I think I do. So in my memorable games on Lead Chess, I shouldn't say on Lead Chess. In my memorable games on YouTube platform, I have that dreadful option. So now interesting. Bishop takes check, does take a free pawn. It is all yours, by the way. Do I sack an exchange and then play this move? Those we had left closer together. When I was 12, my father moved out. Left with a whimper, not with a shout. So isn't he rather overworked here? I don't believe he took his eyes off of this one. Takes check, check, check. Does he have a fork? I guess he does have a fork of sorts. When I was 12, my father moved out. Left with a whimper, not with a shout.
Sloth Bear Anonymous
said,
Can Ron Hay please leave, thanks?
What? Can Ron Hay please leave? No, let's be kind. Ron Hay is helping us become stronger, to say the least. By the way, We're left with a whimper, not with a shout. Can I play it that way? Takes, king up. E4, rook takes. Pawn takes. King b3. King d3. Huh. I can't make up my mind. But let's just do it this way anyway. Let's just reinforce what we've got. And now we can play what we want to play.
Sloth Bear Anonymous.
Said.
2 inaccuracies, 0 mistakes, 0 blunders, 14 average centi pawn loss, 96 accuracy.
Everything seems to be guarded. Relatively guarded. Which way do I wish to go? Rook takes, queen takes, king takes. I need to stay on it, just in case. And now, our soundtrack has occurred. When I was 12, my father moved out. We get a little discovery, and that's what that's about. And he is we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. The rook and bishop versus rookmate without the rook being on the board. So what's going on here? I'm missing quite a bit. Not connected. Connected. Crazy. Connected with what? Is the question. Connected with what? This case does not retain a charge as someone had given this to me. Desktop audio. Slipstream. Pop out. Let's get a little bit of music just to test the earbuds. That's the real deal. And then we have to crank down the music just a little bit so nobody gets blasted, right? So what was the story in this one anyway? Two inaccuracies? Why play knight c7 on the 16th move? Let's take a look at it. Slothbear Anonymous.
Pegasus SWE. Say, why play 16 and c7? I get 96 this time.
Oh no! Well, at least I made the podium. So Ron Hay versus You Are Awesome. Looking at it from the Ron Hay side, I don't necessarily know why You Are Awesome is not putting his pawn 2 squares into the center. I am from the 1800s in a certain sense as far as chess goes. And what I mean by that is that the first player to get his d2 pawn to d4, when you're in an a4 and e5 game or a semi-open game or open game, then that player has the initiative, the advantage, and could well be the better player. White is already worse in this particular instance. Now, I have a much stronger desktop than the average laptop, so it's possible that for the person on a laptop, this could be registering as equal or better for white even. So now he's finally going for the iron English, right? And to me, when I run a check, Slothbear Anonymous, when I run a check on these positions, I get different results than anyone running the analysis on a cell phone or on a, because you ran the analysis first, or someone else ran the analysis first, using a slightly lesser, oh, he's going in this direction. What about this square? He's fighting for it now. And now white has an advantage. What's going on here, Slothbear? This is interesting. There's something going on here. Can you imagine that b4 sacking this piece in order to bring in the knight is key? Pretty amazing, right? Knight takes d5, he takes d5, this bishop's hanging, that's hanging. d4 is good. And unfortunately, you don't need to move the knight. Exactly, Ron Hay is absolutely correct. You have a very clear advantage here. This is your best placed piece. If anything, save the bishop. There's a pin across the 7th rank. Moving this king to this square does me no good. Black can't unravel Slothbear. So actually, it looks like with either b4 or bishop to d2, king to f8, and I'm just making sure there wasn't. Got it. Uh-oh. That is my indicator. Oh no, and now we just gave away a piece. Now we're down a piece, and anyone can play with a really great accuracy level there. Yuck. Alexa, turn on Dojo. Now I must run, unfortunately. I don't know that we have the viewers, but I do want to mention the Discord, which is going to become a little bit more of the notification stream rather than the messages.
Slothbear Anonymous.
This was not working.
No, I don't agree.
No words. Said.
Which part don't you agree
Three years in
with?
late.
No words. Namaste. How are you, buddy?
SWE. Said. Is 17BXF6 working?
In that last game, let's take a quick peek. Obviously, it's not, because we're like -4, I think, after this. Bishop takes f6 was the best, yes. If you want to try to salvage this position. But in general, black is already better, and better positions are easier to play. To tell you the truth, better positions are easier to play. If you wanted to play bishop d2, you had to do it before you gave away your well-placed knight on d5. And in general, f4 is coming. King is in a little bit of a lurch here. Knight e6 is threatened. So I think we have to take.
Said. No back.
No back. Well, that was 17, but in general, right around here, this is a great opportunity for the piece relocation that you envision later, Sloth Bear. You can't let Ron get in your head. I have a stream about this. I have a YouTube short, specifically starring Ron. The only person that I have to blame for any time Ron gets ahead of me is right here. It has nothing to do with Ron. I have to strengthen myself. Yokai, good morning.
I hope I'm not too late.
Unfortunately, we're about ready to close up shop,
Pegasus SWE.
as it turns out.
Said.
I'm sorry to say.
F6 is working with BXF6.
F6 is working with bishop takes f6, right.
Sloth Bear Anonymous.
Said.
NXD5 is enough here.
Yeah, but still, after e takes d5, black's king is not very safe at all. Not very safe. This is quite comfortable for you as white. Look at that rook on the 7th rank. Look at that. I mean, even if you play rook to b7, you don't necessarily have to exchange. Let's take a look at what it says up here for the most part. Rook takes b7, bishop takes b7, c4. Look at black's king. It's
Then
just
BXF6
Well,
perhaps
that's not good. Can you at
RxE7.
least see my game on Lichess? I will DM it to you in Lichess.
okay. I can't do it today. I must run out the door. This is election day in the United States.
Said.
It may well be the
Just
last
B7.
election day in the United States. It may well be the last election day, as it turns out. But we'll see. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We are shifting slowly over to Kick. I was recently paid for Yokai's subscription. I did not ask for any subscription just yet on Kick, but original subscription drive will follow at some date in the future. I don't know when that will be. But needless to say, thank you, everyone, for being here. We'll roll these ending credits. Congratulations to Sloth Bear Anonymous / you are awesome for the win in the tournament. I didn't give him enough credit for that one. You don't have to necessarily watch on Kick, but if you'd like to, I appreciate it. Namaste, everybody. You can give both the love if you'd like, just in case. Cheers and ciao, Ron. Have a great day, everyone.